Hey students, so I have been reading through your information on the Listen Wise assignment on genetic modification. I wanted to clarify a few things because I think it's important that you really understand what you're hearing. So genetic modification is something that they have been doing since the late 70s, early 80s, and they use it on animals, plants, and humans. So the idea of genetic modification is to try and make something better. So an example that I would use would be that they genetically modify tomatoes to make them resistant to bugs. They do this by adding in genetic material from worms that usually eat those bugs. Therefore, the tomatoes are not going to be messed with by the bugs because the bugs think that there's a worm there. Another example of genetic modification would be corn. So they have been genetically modifying corn for thousands of years, actually, because corn used to only be about the length of your longest finger. And Indians used to harvest it here in America, and it was also found in South America. Well, they started breeding it and basically grafting it to make it larger and for it to provide more fruit or vegetables, so to speak. And we have corn, which we have now. Another example is that they use genetic modification in humans. They have started doing what they call gene therapy with pregnant women, and they ask pregnant mothers to go through if they are a high-risk pregnancy, usually 36 years old or older, or have some other type of medical conditions. They ask them to go through and do what is called an amniocentesis, which is they take a long needle and they pull out fluid out of your amniotic sac, and they test the genetic material inside of it, which is that of the babies. If they find that there are issues with that, then they suggest that they can go in and alter the genetics of the baby to either lessen a disability, such as maybe the child is going to have club feet. They can actually lessen that disability to make it less pronounced, easier to treat when they're out of the womb. And then they also are beginning to do experiments where they can genetically modify and change somebody having like sickle cell anemia or Tay-Sachs disease, which are both genetically inherited disorders. So I hope that you will take some time, really think about these types of limitations. Should they be doing this? Should they be altering babies? Should they only be doing plants? How old should the babies be if that's the case? For what reasons should they be doing it? Should it only be in certain circumstances, etc.? I need you to provide 3 sentences, good sentences, with good limitations that you think morally meets what you believe. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to hear more. Have a great day.